What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Disgraced former Teen Mom 2 stars Jenelle Evans and Nathan Griffith have officially come to a custody agreement per TMZ this morning, fresh, hot off the press. Guys, it's a little bit funny how this time last year, Nathan was vowing to get full custody of Kaiser one day because he felt as though Jenelle was an unfit mom, blah, blah, blah. He couldn't even get him in the temporary situation when CPS took Kaiser out of the house. Kaiser had to go with his mom because Nathan is just such that big of a failure. But anyway, according to TMZ, Jenelle gets to keep primary physical custody of Kaiser while Nathan gets him every other weekend. His mother, Doris, is also involved in the custody agreement. She actually gets him every fifth weekend. And anytime Nathan is not able to take care of Kaiser, he would be going to Nathan's mother, Doris, instead, which I think is really good because Nathan, in my opinion, is going to have a lot of those days. So it's great that it's already written in the custody agreement that Kaiser gets at least some semblance of normalcy in being around Nathan's mother. They're also splitting a lot of holidays down the middle, like you get this holiday, I get the other, but when it comes to Christmas, Kaiser would be spending Christmas morning at Jenelle's home, but then go to Nathan's from the afternoon up until the 27th. Jenelle will get Kaiser every Mother's Day. Nathan gets him every Father's Day, of course. And once school's out for the summer, Nathan would get Kaiser for 6 weeks straight. Despite Nathan now living in Florida, their custody agreement says that Kaiser cannot be further than 2 hours away from Jenelle whenever he is in Nathan's custody. So that's going to be quite interesting to see how that works out, especially 6 weeks straight over the summer. Would you rather spend your summer in Florida by the beaches or in North Carolina? That's not to say that North Carolina doesn't have beaches, but apparently they're nothing compared to what they have over there in Florida. Jenelle and Nathan are also mandated to share legal custody of Kaiser, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on. And the judge also ordered for them to not trash talk each other in front of Kaiser, which I think is probably going to be the hardest thing for them to uphold outside of Nathan having Kaiser for 6 weeks straight. When it comes to physical custody, which Jenelle has primarily, I went over to breedandfirm.com and pulled their definition. So according to them, and I quote, "This type of custody refers to the actual location where children reside. When sole physical custody, sometimes referred to as primary custody, is awarded to one custodial parent, the other non-custodial parent is typically given visitation rights, sometimes referred to as secondary custody, unless the children would be harmed in doing so. Parents may also share joint physical custody if children spend equal time residing with both parents." And when it comes to legal custody, which they both share 50-50, the website says, and I quote, "This type of custody refers to the important decisions made regarding children, including healthcare, education, and welfare. Parents often share joint legal custody so that both the custodial and non-custodial parents make decisions about the well-being of children together. If there's a compelling reason that one parent should not make such decisions, the court may award sole legal custody to the one parent. Having legal custody of a child means you get a say in how the child is raised. You can voice your opinion about which doctor, school, or church they attend, and decisions about their sports choices or after-school activities can also be made with equal consent from both parents. Even if your child does not live with you full-time, you can work with a child's other parent to ensure you're both involved in your child's life." To me, it sounds like they've got a very even split, which is quite surprising. You know what I mean? Because I feel like the courts pretty much all but said Nathan was an unfit. You know what? Let me stop myself, because they also pretty much all but said Jenelle was unfit when they pulled her kids out. But in the case of Nathan, the fact that he didn't even get Kaiser during that time where the children were separated from David and Jenelle, that spoke volumes to me. So I am quite surprised that he is able to retain 50% of legal custody of Kaiser. You know what I mean? I'm like, really? This guy, you couldn't even trust him and you're going to have him with this child for 6 weeks? He couldn't have the child for for 8 weeks while he was pulled out of his mom's house? Little interesting to me, I've got to say. It's all very confusing and upside down to me, but I digress. As usual, I'm more excited to hear what you have to say about it. Does it kind of, seem a little odd to you that what happened last year is not impacting his legal custody this year? and, including Nathan's own situations that he's been getting into this year. He's currently apparently under some kind of a restraining order. This woman, a random stranger woman, has against him for allegedly stalking her. And wasn't he also charged with another DUI or something like that for being under the influence, falling asleep in his car? Make sure to let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.